Danger, danger. The podcast you're about to listen to may contain spoilers, bad language, offensive themes, and material that is inappropriate for people under the age of 18. However, the podcast will definitely contain bad opinions. You have been warned. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Anime Abroad podcast. This week, I am joined by Ravi, Jared, Jonas, and Kyle. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Were we supposed to say everyone as well?
Don't worry. I actually think that was identical. Fucking
You
rip
got the right mic this time, Kyle.
Yeah. Rip the last 5 minutes of my life. Anyway, I am your host, Tom, and this week we're going to be doing part 1 of our spring season wrap-up. We're going to be talking about some of the less interesting shows from spring. Just simply because we're going to spend a lot less time talking about each of these shows, just because Jonas hasn't seen them. So
And also, Ravi apparently only watches the so-called boring shows, as you say.
Apparently, yeah.
I mean, Ravi's watched a lot of stuff, which means that most of it's going to be boring. But also, can we get a shout out to Ravi, who is on holiday from doctor school, so he can actually watch anime?
Ooh.
So this is the season that Ravi is relevant, and you won't see him again for 3 seasons.
I mean, I first of all thank you to the Academy and to my mom and dad. They were always there to support me, and to reject my love of anime.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah.
They're good parents.
As any good parent should. So I'm going to move straight on to, like usual, to kick things off with the question of the week. Now, this question, I'm asking another blind question, and I'm pretty sure this one might actually make it so I don't get to ask question of the week anymore, but we'll see how it goes.
Wait, are you really doing this?
We can only hope.
Are you ready?
No.
No.
Okay, so, hypothetical situation. If you got into a terrible accident and they had to amputate a limb, let's say your left leg, okay? And the doctor came to you and said, look, this is a terrible time and we're really sorry, but this is a unique opportunity. We are...
Here we go.
We are. This hospital is situated next to the best restaurant in the world, and they have offered to
Would you like spaghetti legs?
Prepare a meal for you using your own leg meat.
I thought this was going to be a robot win question.
Now, the question, boys and girls, is: do you sample the dish?
No, I thought the question was going to be, what dish would you have them make?
You don't
I mean, we can go into that.
Answer,
I mean, Kyle.
better than you.
They asked you that question and you answered with whatever your favourite dish in just of all time is. Whatever you like, whether it's
Can you
hamburger,
please make my leg
curry.
into mac and cheese?
Somehow they managed it.
Very stringy indeed.
Now the question is: do you sample the dish? I'll start with you, Kyle. Do you sample
me
the dish?
first. Okay. Right, let's see. It'd be my left leg, obviously.
Much
Would it
better
matter?
quality than your right leg.
Like it matters because my right leg's for the pedals.
Automatic.
But I mean,
For the car.
it doesn't. I guess it really doesn't matter though. Once it's off, it's off. You know, you it's like, no, I don't want to eat that leg because I needed that leg. But then the other one, I would have had a bite.
All right, let's see. Well, if they could make mac and cheese out of my left leg, I would probably sample at least a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not saying will you eat the entire leg. The question is, would you sample the dish?
Well, why waste the leg?
Jonas,
The dish.
would you sample the dish?
Nah, probably wouldn't. I mean,
Okay.
what happens if I like it? Do I just become a cannibal?
That's a
true.
really dangerous question. That's
a
a
good
really
point.
dangerous question. You just
There's
you
this
put it into your
weird
mouth
guy
and you have like
hanging
a
around the limb donation section of the hospital.
with a knife and fork.
Why is he wearing a fucking bib?
Can you imagine you just put it in your mouth and you have like a soma moment, like all your clothes fly off your body, and it's like, oh, the delicate umami is reminding me of my childhood, and then
So, you know how, like, diabetics have higher blood sugar?
Yeah.
Imagine, like, diabetic foot infections are really common because, like, you lose nerve sensation in your feet very early on when you're diabetic. So
Okay.
your feet are actually the most prone to infection and to amputation. So the ones that would be most amputated would be the sweetest.
that is a really, really good point.
Thank you, Dr. Ravi.
Dr. Ravi with the delicious info. Ravi, would you sample the dish?
I mean, I've drank my own blood before when, like, it's just coming out of a wound or
Licking a
something.
wound
I mean,
Yeah.
that's normal, isn't it?
I mean, that's pretty normal. Is that the same though?
every day.
I mean, why not?
I mean, Gordon Ramsay's cooked up a leg of
Wait, isn't
a leg of lamb in quotation marks that you would not believe.
Well,
isn't the like structure of human flesh similar to like pork or something?
Probably.
Depends on if you're
I'm
American
still a
or not.
vegetarian in this scenario, so
Here's a
Okay.
question: would you not eat it because you're a vegetarian? I mean, are you vegetarian?
there's no ethical
wait.
implication that says I shouldn't.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a vegetarian for religious reasons. Where the
Right.
fuck does that? How does
Right,
that pan out?
But it's not killing anything. It's just me.
Yeah, so I mean, that should be okay, right?
I mean, it should be.
But then wouldn't that come
which
under, like,
scenario would this ever
self-mutilation?
come up in?
Well, no, you didn't mutilate yourself. The guy in the hockey mask with the machete did.
Wow, I didn't know that was behind the story.
I mean, the car crash.
Can't it be like saving anime?
I mean, would you eat your leg to save anime? Is that? I feel like it's
No,
a
I
different
wouldn't
question.
do anything to save anime.
I mean, I would.
I'll just chop off my leg and put it in the post to trigger. You know what to do with this, boys. Ravi, is it a yes or no?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Okay, cool. Jared,
Okay.
would you sample the dish?
I personally don't enjoy metallic tasting foods. So
Just eat less iron.
just drain all the blood first.
I mean, look, this is the best chefs in the world. They can make it however you want it. If you don't want it metallic-y, then it will not be metallic-y.
Still be gamey though.
Not blue.
Like, remember, they can make mac and cheese out of limbs now.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. Jonas also brought up a good point.
That's Jonas's point is making me
It's
almost
actually
rethink my answer.
Weird.
That's just a really dangerous question.
Yeah.
What if you what if it's like this taste that you can never forget?
Yeah. I mean, you probably couldn't.
Like 10 years down the road, you're just a stump that can move.
Have you guys seen that episode of It's Always Sunny?
Those are your favorite.
Take my nose,
I
you
feel like
knave.
I have.
Where what's his face? Danny DeVito tricks them into thinking they eat human flesh, and then they go on like looking for more. They go to the morgue, pay like $20.
Yeah, I have seen that one. Yeah, I have seen that one.
Turned out they just had like parasites.
Okay.
I would definitely take a bite. I mean, if I've lost a leg, then I can lose my humanity as well. I don't think that would be.
Yeah. Same
What
thing,
if the
right?
alternative is like making like a lamp out of your leg?
What the fuck?
Like you use your leg for some other purpose.
We're going
Wait,
Nazi
use like your
style.
toe as the light switch.
Is this going into some
It could be, like,
is this going into some
different levels of
Edogawa
light
shit
for
where
each
you
toe.
use your body as furniture?
I mean, like the Nazis allegedly used skin to make lampshades. So I mean, it's not that far off.
I would want to make my foot into a golf club.
Pretty weak shot.
Wait, you could actually
walk
use the
around.
bones for something cool. That would be good.
Hey, you should check out Hannibal if you want to know
Oh,
what you can
okay,
do with
thanks.
human bone.
You can like pretend you're Kimimaro.
I've actually
Okay, well,
there was this artifact that I had that I was researching for one of my anthropology classes in college. It was made out of a cassowary bone, which is like basically an ostrich. It was shaped into a dagger,
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
so you can make weapons out of your bones.
Yeah. Sounds good. Then you can cut off the other one.
Yeah, you can dual wield. I'm just imagining the Black Knight scene from Monty Python.
Would you use
Yeah.
Would you use your bone knives to slice up your leg food?
Use it to open letters. Just have it sitting beside your.
You make a fork out of the left leg and a knife out of the right, and you use that to eat the meat.
I think there's enough bone on one leg to make
Oh
both of
my
those
God.
things.
You can make a few.
All right, I think we have to move on now. Okay, let's get stuck right into it. Do we want to start off with a big series or a small series? What do you
Let's start
reckon?
off with
go
the
Stray
worst
Dogs.
series.
If we bookend it, I think there's two big series here: Stray Dogs and Flying Witch. I think are the biggest series.
I mean,
Are we going to be talking
Tanaka-kun
about?
is a pretty big one, I think.
Yeah,
isn't
I'm
it?
not sure I'd put Stray Dogs there.
I think Stray Dogs is relatively like Tanaka-kun and Stray Dogs are relatively big, and like Flying Witch is like the biggest one we have today.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll save that for last.
All right,
Yeah.
so just to cover what we are covering
We
this
can
week.
just let's do one to get people. Let's do one middle thing to get people hooked and get all the small things afterwards.
All right,
Disappointing.
Sakamoto-kun.
Cabinet.
That's
Okay,
the
we
middle
saw-
one.
Cabinet.
That is
no,
totally
fuck
a
it, let's-
middle one.
Let's start with Sakamoto. Okay, I personally dropped Sakamoto after episode 1.
So did
so.
I.
But who finished it?
I
Someone
did.
finished
I did.
it here, right?
I did.
Earlier today.
Okay. Okay, you guys go. You guys talk about it.
So I hated the
Okay,
character
Ravi.
design.
Sakamoto. It's a 12-episode anime about this guy named Sakamoto who is the coolest guy in school. He can do
Stylish.
anything, and whatever he does it in the coolest possible way.
While listening to you give the synopsis of anime is excellent, we don't need to do that.
I mean, that's all I need to say about it.
If that's your opinion, if the synopsis of the anime is your opinion on anime, then I'm not going to stop you.
I'm just saying, like, if
I would suggest that maybe you give some like personal like impressions. Maybe like, what did you think?
It was good. I mean, for what it was, it's a good anime if you want to watch a nice little comedy series by the guy who could do anything cool.
Yeah, I mean, can you really criticize it for not like breaking any boundaries?
I think
I mean,
it
not really,
wore
but I think it could have done so. I feel like I'm a manga reader for Sakamoto. I've read the first 2 volumes, I think. And I love the manga. The manga is brilliant. It's absolutely hilarious, but the anime never really captured that to me, at least. It's always... I feel like a lot of it comes out of it being very static in its animation.
I do have to say, like, the transition from manga to anime, I feel like some parts they captured Sakamoto's personality well, and like others, it almost feels like they've added on this almost pretentious air about him in the anime that wasn't present in the manga.
I do agree with that sometimes, but for the most part, I think they haven't done that. They haven't quite crossed that line for most part, I think.
I think my biggest criticism of Sakamoto would have to be the fact that there are skits where it just kind of falls apart.
Okay.
I've only seen the first episode, as I said, and I dropped it afterwards because I don't know. It just felt like I could read the manga and I would get more out of the manga for less time and without any difference at all. Really, there was barely anything that was different outside of the scene with the guys throwing around the ball, which was pretty cool actually, I admit, but other than that it was very, very similar to the manga and was not really very good.
I did enjoy the music.
Oh yeah, the music was nice.
It was very simple, really simple, but
it's been too long.
It was used pretty appropriately.
The only reason I didn't drop the show was because every couple episodes, there would be a one good half episode where it would actually start off the show being interesting and then have a good follow through and then finally a good punchline. But that was it was incredibly hit or miss. Every 2 out of 3 were genuinely poor.
Yeah. I didn't care that much about it for the first 3 or so episodes, but after 4, I started to actually really like it.
Which one was episode 4?
Would you say? Go on. Which one was episode 4?
I have no idea. It was just around episode 4. It wasn't a specific skit or anything.
Excellent. Would you say that the joke gets kind of old after a while? Because that was what I thought would happen after watching episode 1. I was kind of bored of it by the end of episode 1, to be honest.
See, the thing is, it doesn't focus on him throughout the whole show. It's actually more about all the other characters that are interacting with him. He's kind of like a plot device in their lives.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay.
The basic draw, I think, of the anime is the reactionary element of the other characters reacting to this walking thunderstorm of coolness.
That's pretty much it.
The unpredictability of what Sakamoto does is a big draw. Because you know he's going to be cool as fuck, but you don't really know how or what the fuck's going to happen. Because
definitely is hard to
Sakamoto can pull anything. I mean, the whole thing with fighting a bee, you know.
Honestly, I think his biggest moment was when he turned the curtains into boobs.
I think my favorite is the one where he fools his friend's mom.
Oh my god, yeah.
Into thinking he's a television broadcast.
Speaking of his friend's mom and his friend too, those two were the instant that he showed up in the anime, I was just oh god, I hope this character doesn't continue in the show, and then he becomes one of the main characters.
I really liked it.
I didn't mind him though.
Yeah, he got better later on, but
he wasn't as
his voice was so annoying.
Yo, I love that voice actor though. It's so different from his normal roles, but it's so good.
The episode where his mom impersonates him to go to school and try to be with Sakamoto.
It does seem like you guys have had a pretty good time with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was genuinely enjoyable in a lot of parts.
I especially like group watching it, actually. I think it's a really good group watch series.
Actually, yeah, group watching I can imagine
it
just better.
You hype each other up.
Mm.
Yeah.
I still feel like the manga is probably the better choice to go with. I mean, you can watch both, of course. But I don't know. I felt like the anime also had, I said this earlier, but it had huge problems with its animation. The show looks terrible, and I think, especially in comedy, like animation is really important actually, and I feel like had it been better animated, I would have probably enjoyed it a lot more.
See, I don't necessarily agree with that because like I feel like the static movement and like the still frames in a lot of the show were like perfectly. They like actually made it closer to the manga.
Each thing stand out more.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like making it close to the manga isn't necessarily a good thing, is it?
Not necessarily, but
yeah, I don't think coming closer to the manga really helped Sakamoto. I think it didn't really. It's been a while since I've seen the show. It didn't really help it at all. It just made it more
Maybe
boring
not
to me.
I do want to point out that the characters in the show are like genuinely funny, even if Sakamoto himself is not.
yeah.
Like the like older character, the blonde one, who's like the leader, one of the like the heads of the gang or whatever, like the delinquents. His like fight scene with Sakamoto, where they're like standing in the thunderstorm, just like pushing each other. That is brilliant, and it was good character development at the same time.
I think the best part of that scene was having a cop there commenting on it like it's some form of like ultra entertaining, like death-defying sport.
Really intense battle.
It's like it's close to sumo wrestling.
Yeah, kids these days are on another level.
Okay, I think we're ready to give Sakamoto the 3 Rs. Actually, hang on. Jared, Kyle, have you guys done the 3 Rs yet?
Never. I think I know
okay,
what they are, though.
Yeah, the 3 Rs are, what would you rate the series out of 10? Would you recommend the series to someone else? And would you rewatch the series? So, Ravi, you've done this before. Would you like to start us off?
Yeah. Let me actually check what I rated it initially, because it may have changed since. But I think I rated it pretty highly. I would probably not rewatch it. Maybe just a couple of the scenes, like the fight scene with the blonde guy. And I would recommend it to, like, you know, if you're not... There are better shows out there to watch in its place. Like, maybe Daily Lives of High School Boys, a better, like, small skit comedy. But I gave it a 7 out of 10. Right now, I'm thinking maybe 8 out of 10, 7.5, something like that.
Yeah, same.
Would you recommend it?
Recommend it to, like, you know, if you've already seen all the other small sketch comedies, then yeah, definitely. But like certain scenes, I would definitely recommend people watch. Like if they're on YouTube, I'll send them clips or something.
Okay, Jared, what's your 3 Rs?
Okay, I rated it a 7. I considered an 8, but I think it's probably slightly closer to a 7. Recommends? I think I'd recommend it to a fair amount of people, actually. I think it'll become one of those shows that just gets each sketch uploaded to YouTube. And
yeah, that's what I
will
think.
occasionally post them between websites. So if you see any of those and you like it,
yeah, I think it'll
recommend
kind of be
checking
like
it out.
a Nichijou kind of situation, where like you see gifs of it, and
that's
then
exactly
people are
what I
like,
was
what's that show?"
Yeah, that's exactly how I found Nichijou. And now it's one of my favorites. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you rewatch it?
Probably not in its entirety, but like Ravi, I think I would go back and watch some specific sketches. Maybe like that. The battle with the blonde guy.
Kyle, hit me.
All right, baby. We're giving this one a 72 out of 100.
7.2 out of 10.
Kappa. Anyways, yeah, I'd rate it a 7 out of 10. Like Ravi said, there are better comedies out there, but it is what it is. I enjoyed it. What was the second R?
Recommend.
Recommend. Yeah, I'd recommend it to people who are looking. If someone's asking for a nice comedy anime, you know, it's quick. You know you pretty much know on the first episode whether you're going to watch any more. So it's not asking for any sort of significant investment into the show.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Also
fast
good
watch.
episodic.
Yeah, it's extremely episodic.
I don't think it's a coincidence that 3 of us here finished the series and 2 of us dropped it after episode 1. Like, I think it's very much that you know what you're going to get after episode 1, and you can make the choice of, is it something you want to finish or not there and then?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it seems like the people that want to go past episode 1 had enough to finish the series, and I guess that's a good sign.
Right.
Would you rewatch it, Kyle?
Pretty much exactly what everyone else said. No, but just clips.
All right, let's crack on.
That's pretty unanimous decision on all fronts.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was a really unanimous answer there. I was going to say, it doesn't really matter that much talking about Sakamoto because it's a comedy. We will be talking about spoilers for the series we're talking about. I mean, these are last season. Like, I don't even feel sorry for you at this point. Like,
I mean, the thing is, we can't really spoil it as much because none of us have watched it. I've watched everything of these, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't care. Like, I don't care about stuff that.
Please don't listen to this if you're looking for
The only thing I care about
recommendations.
really is Conrevo.
Honestly, the shows
fine,
we're covering today aren't really dealing with spoilers, except for Stray Dogs and Kabaneri.
Yeah, Stray Dogs maybe.
Joker Game, but actually maybe
Yeah, but
not.
Joker Game is so
that's
episodic,
just like
it doesn't
half of
really
it.
matter.
Yeah.
Joker Game doesn't have like a continuous story, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler. If once again, I'm going to make the promise of timestamps in the description. If there were timestamps in last episode, then you can have faith in my words. If there weren't, then probably don't expect them. So
We'll
let's just see how it goes. It sees how pushed the edge we are on the upload, and if I can talk David into doing it. Okay, let's see. Let's go with something fairly lukewarm here. Let's go with Kumamiko.
Oh, that's an
Okay.
interesting one.
Let's do it.
This is an interesting one because I dropped it after episode 1. However, I've heard some major dissatisfaction with the ending of this anime.
Yeah.
Okay, who's finished it?
I have.
Ooh,
Same again.
Same one.
it's the 3 guys who actually watched anime
Yeah.
this season again. What a surprise! All right, okay. Jared, you take us away this time.
Okay. I would say Kumamiko was pretty up and down for me. Overall, I did like it. I think I gave it... I'll spoil my 3 Rs. I think I gave it a 6. So above average, but not incredible by any means.
Did the ending impact your enjoyment at all?
Maybe a little bit, but I think a couple episodes before that happened anyway, I'd kind of started to lose some interest. So I wasn't as invested anymore. It just kind of left me a bit confused as to why they went that route.
I think the why they went out was a really interesting discussion, to be honest. Because I've seen a lot of theorizing about it.
Yeah.
I've seen
How
a lot
much
of people-
can you
Yeah,
actually do, though? Before it
I would
becomes
almost say theorizing to the point of conspiracy, almost.
Yeah.
I think it's more
Yeah,
of just
kind
like it's a
partially, yeah.
conservative show, and it like focuses more on conservatism and like staying in your like home and just like being part of like this wonderful culture that you're already part of.
Yeah, I think the problem most people have is kind of like the giving up on your dreams part, kind of, I guess, or like the letting
defeatism.
anxiety in a way get in the way of
Yeah.
what you really want to do, and that being okay.
But at the same time, like it's a mixture of that and like being completely uncertain with your other choices and like being inexperienced with them and actually finding those experiences like
Taking the easy
Not
option,
worth
I
it.
guess.
Mm. I haven't actually watched the show, as I said. I'm just talking off my asset.
no, I
Taking
think
other
you're right.
people's opinions.
Yeah, exactly. I've downloaded my opinions from the internet and now using them.
Control C, Control V.
Yeah.
There you go, being a contrarian again, Jonas.
Yeah, I know.
I think I'll.
Okay, so I want to ask group question here. What is the best thing about Kumamiko?
That's apart from
I feel like based on that
sexualization.
laugh, you're gonna have different answers.
Can we make it two best things?
Okay.
Yeah, go on, Ravi. What's your answer?
I think it's the episode where they shot the commercial for the village. Like, at that point, I was kind of like Jared and like getting disillusioned with the show and kind of just watching it just because I was watching it. But like that episode, like really hyped me up, and like I think it was really well done.
I actually continued to not care at that point.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that episode. I mean, it was good, but like that was it.
I don't know. That episode actually hyped me up when I was like, maybe I'll just drop this show now.
Okay. Oh, okay, what were yours, Kyle? I'm curious.
I think the most enjoyment I got out of the series was the harassment of Machi.
Okay.
Like pretty much any scene
By who?
involving Machi harassment, I enjoyed, especially the scene where what's her face, the biker gang girl was constant. Like when we first get introduced to her, and then she basically scares the tits off Machi, makes her cry constantly, and then is like left emotionally abused and like PTSD'd at the end of the episode.
She's not even
Other than the
her friend at the end of the
harassment,
episode.
I quite enjoyed the episode where we got to see different Miko outfits for Machi. You can see
It was a pretty good one.
you can see where my train of thought is heading.
Which one was the best one?
I can't remember.
Honestly, I think it
Was
was
it the summer one?
yeah.
Yeah.
Either the summer outfit or the bear Miko.
Not the Bear Miko. That's the
No.
worst one.
Bear Miko.
Kumamiko, literally.
Yeah.
I seriously didn't get Natsu's reaction on that one. Like, did he like it? Did he hate it? Or what?
He liked it. I'm just worried about how much he liked it.
I almost want to
Like,
say I
on what
agree
level did he like it?
because like I was either getting he thinks he's getting like all sexed up and retard strong over there in the corner versus like he doesn't like it. And like you can see where I'm like thrown between not wanting to pick either one.
Because you liked it, but you didn't want a sex crazed bear.
Yeah.
Well, not that anyone would know.
Shout out to the Revenant. Okay, does anyone have anything like they really want to say about Kumamiko, or should we just
I
think
might
that's all the
fly through the
expand on
hours?
his point actually. The
Go on.
abuse of Machi. I think there were more times near the start where she would actually fight back. Like she would abuse other people as well. And I found that back and forth quite a bit of fun sometimes. But then, as the series went on, it just kind of got more and more one-sided.
I think that's true,
And I
actually.
didn't find it as enjoyable anymore.
She kind of devolved from like being an independent woman to being
Yeah.
a crybaby.
Like on the last episode, I'm not sure why people dislike it because it's not original.
Oh no, I think
No.
people dislike it because the way it portrays Machi, I guess, in the way like of the whole thing of it's okay, you don't have to think about anything anymore. And
Yeah,
you
that's an
don't
actual
have,
line.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have to think about it anymore, or whatever.
Honestly,
Yeah, and like
I think it
Don't have to think
it
about
came
hard
out
things anymore.
almost as like a metaphorical thing in the end. Where I enjoyed the last episode because, for one, it didn't do anything new in the series, except for the fact that it almost takes a dark turn, like what you said with you don't actually have to do anything about it. Like
yeah, the thing is that dark turn is something that leaves a very bitter taste in your mouth, and not like
Yeah.
a good bitter taste. Like what you get out of a series like, I don't know, ReZero, like, from what I've heard, but more of a bitter taste in terms of, like, this is really not nice, this is really not good, this shouldn't be a thing, I guess. People see it differently, of course. I've seen a lot of people that just didn't care about it, and that's fine. It's just like, I've seen a lot of people, like...
It definitely did affect
that were
quite
really
a lot of people.
uncomfortable because of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Yeah, I
As far
guess.
as I remember.
I think it's a pretty, like, from what I know, it's a pretty forward show, and that's it.
Also, I want to mention, like, the OP and ED combination are really, really good.
Oh, the ED is so good.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to it so many times on YouTube. It's amazing.
And I enjoyed it for what it was.
You said that for
3 hours, I
every
guess,
show.
right? 3 hours, I guess, right? Yeah, Jared, go ahead.
No, I was thinking as well.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, like, let's go with 3 hours unless anyone else has anything to add.
Yeah, I think we should go for the 3 hours.
Yeah.
Kyle, starts off.
All right. 7 out of 10. Let's see. I would recommend this bear anime over. What's that other one?
The Jungle Book.
The really
Anime.
the really fucked up
Winnie the
bear
Pooh.
one.
Oh, The Revenant.
No.
I made that joke already.
The lesbian bear anime.
Yuriko Arashi.
Oh,
Yeah, Yuri
I
Kuma.
have really good
Yeah,
things about
yeah.
Yuri Kuma.
Yeah,
I
same.
really want to watch
I liked it.
Kuma.
I need to finish
For
it.
the fucked up thing it was.
I mean, it's an
sounds
Ikuhara show, so
Yeah.
Ikuhara shows aren't exactly known for being extremely normal.
I think I would recommend to the people who are looking for a nice moe anime.
Moe comedy.
Yeah, moe comedy. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone looking for. I wouldn't recommend it to normal people.
No.
What are you
It's
implying
a good
here?
I mean,
To
like,
normies.
I wouldn't recommend it to normies.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, no.
Plurals, I think you mean.
I get that.
Formies,
That's
yes.
right.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get filamentized by that statement.
I don't even remember what that word meant again. Fuck.
It means being triggered by something in
It's
an
like you're
anime.
triggered.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Shit.
And then would I
Rewatch?
rewatch? Maybe down like in a few years. Maybe.
Okay. Jared.
Okay, as I said, I give it 6. I would maybe stretch to a 6.5. But yeah, just going by decimals. Integers, sorry. Recommends, as Kyle said, Moe Slice of Life. I think if you like, I guess, the Japanese kind of countryside, that is also, it has a fair bit of that in it, even if it's not the main thing. It's still
I
a
think-
small village.
I think in terms of rural Japanese community anime, I think, like, I'm just going to say Flying Witch until you shut up, because there's no way this is better.
Oh, no, not at
You
all.
can't-
Flying Witch is
they're-
so much better than that.
They're two different anime, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
just in that
I'm
respect.
comparing. Yeah, if you like, Jared's saying if you like rural kind of community Japanese stuff, then
Yeah. I mean,
in that way they're very similar.
Also, if you like lollies being abused, that's
Oh,
also
yes.
another part.
that sounds
Crying
very
lollies.
bad.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I'd rewatch it.
I want to see this guy do some
Okay.
ahagaos.
Please.
Now, I'm not sure if Ravi's on hand at the minute to give his 3 hours because, in his own words, someone is fucking saw a tree outside.
Oh my fucking god! It's a goddamn tree.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
Ravi?
Okay, sorry. Shit.
Hey,
Okay,
nice.
all right,
Take your
Ravi.
time.
What are your 3 hours for Kumamiko?
Okay, So Kumamiko, I rated it a 5 out of 10. I was going to give it higher at first. It wasn't the ending that like spoiled me. It was more like the second half of the show just got really tiresome and wasn't really worth watching, I guess. Like one episode I was excited for, like the music video episode, but like apart from that, not really worth following for half the season. So I'll give it half the score. It's 5 out of 10. Recommend it? No, I don't think there's anything really like you can find better content elsewhere. So no, rewatch? No, there's no point.
Okay, straightforward, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So we have done.
We should maybe figure that out before the podcast next time.
I kind of like winging it. I kind of like feeling where we should go. I feel like we should do a bigger series this time. So I think we're ready to do Stray Dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Right,
no.
Stray Dogs was fun.
Everybody mute yourself.
The thing is, though, it depends how much he likes Stray Dogs.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem.
It's not a you for liking. So I'm not. I'm not talking about it for the next 2 hours, so it's alright, I guess. Yeah, I like Stray Dogs. It's not really too special. I thought there was like a lot of fun to be had with it, especially like in its more comedic parts. I felt like the characters were really fun to see bounce off each other.
And Igarashi at work again.
Hmm?
Igarashi at work again.
Yeah, Igarashi, I mean, from what I've heard, I've never seen the Igarashi show outside of Captain Earth.
Oh, okay. Nice.
From what I've heard, it's not actually him at his best, but I mean, it's like it had good faces. It had good character interactions, and later on in the show, I actually really enjoyed the serious parts. Like, I didn't expect it, considering especially the first few episodes were rather serious at times, and those times were just generally, I didn't like them.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was there for the comedy. That was pretty much it.
I think
the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
I found a problem with the balancing between the serious scenes and the comedy, because all right, you have like episode 3, which, remember, we had 2 characters die, well, supposedly die, and then
my God,
main characters brutally hurt. But he wakes up in the hospital, and they flip a reset switch, like, oh, nobody's dead, we're a comedy now.
Yeah.
And then I thought they would redeem themselves by having this. They're setting up for another super dramatic moment where the Mafia is about to attack their base. But then it turns into another comedy. I feel
like for the first 4 episodes, they had a lot of problems with that in terms of like switching between being funny and being more serious. I think the actually last part of the 4th episode was actually really cool. I actually liked that a lot, because I felt like it was kind of going into this really being overly melodramatic, and
I was really hyped episode 3 to see.
I didn't like that at all. Actually, I didn't like that at all.
I think what I found out is enjoyment for the series is based on whether you enjoy the action more or the comedy more. Because I found myself wanting I wanted a serious series, and like every time the comedy came, I felt let down, because it feels like they're just kind of not taking it seriously. Because you'll have a really serious fight scene, like everyone's lives are on the hand, but then they're like in the corner doing gag jokes constantly. Other than that,
I guess that's just kind of like the type of show it is, really. It's, for me, I thought they had a lot of really cool transitions between them. I think the show was really good at transitioning between being serious and being funny, especially in the later parts. Like, for example, my favorite example is when what's his face? I forgot. The Dazai. Dazai is imprisoned by the Mafia, and he talks to this one guy. And like, it's in itself, it's actually relatively serious, but they play it off like rather comedically, and they know how to switch between being serious and being more comedic. And I really, really enjoyed that part of the show.
It's with his old partner.
Yeah,
It's actually funny because that's just like the series. That's the scene that nearly triggered me the most.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, I would have to agree with Kyle.
And you were like sighing.
Yeah,
I like that.
I thought it was like one of my favorite scenes of the show. That's like the one that stood out to me, I guess. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the serious parts about it as well. It's not really a case of like this has me hooked and has me incredibly hooked, but this has me really interested, and the comedy is adding a very nice touch to it. It is giving it a lot of character.
I say the character design almost made up for the wishy-washy comedy for me, because when like you get introduced to Best Girl, you know.
Yeah, you know. Oh, you know, come on. It's easily obvious.
The one they introduced about halfway through, the assassin girl.
Doctor.
Oh, she's good. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
She's like second best for me though. Naomi is too good.
Yeah, she is good too.
I love Naomi.
Yeah,
is that the sister?
Yeah, she's the sister.
Yeah. Yeah, she's I love her voice actress. She has she's such a sexy voice.
I always remember her from Hana Sakuriraha, which is
I don't actually
very
know
different.
The voice actor. I don't actually know the voice actress, but I loved her voice a lot.
Mm-hmm. I almost wish
I don't know her name, but
one thing that annoys me is I don't like getting teased with like good romance.
How about getting teased with bad romance?
But I don't think that the show is doing all that much teasing in terms of romance outside of Kilka towards the end. But
yeah, like that's what I meant.
Okay, I don't think that was too bad. It didn't at least didn't bother me.
Well, I mean, it didn't bother me. I just I was like left wanting more.
Unfulfilled.
I mean, so it did bother you.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, as an afterthought, it bothered me.
But yeah,
I guess... all I really have to say on Stray Dogs, because I think I dropped it after episode 4. The comedy... Well, episode 3, like, them pulling the rug on the entirety of episode 3 and, like, neither of those characters dying after she took a clip in the back.
Yeah. And
he basically got split in half. That was ridiculous. And then going on to episode 4, where it's like, okay, we're going to be Looney Tunes now. I was like, this is not good. And I think that's a genuine, like, common consensus, is that was a kind of slip up on their part. But a lot of people were liking the comedy, and the comedy did nothing for me, so I dropped it at that point.
Yeah,
that's fair enough.
I did feel like I did enjoy the series parts from like episode 5 on more, because like I think there's like this one mini arc of episode 5 and 6 that really got me, about the Zai and his partner, his new partner, I forgot his name, the really serious one, and like about I think it was kind of like about justice and about like sticking to your ideals and stuff. That one was really good in my opinion. Like, that was probably my favorite part of the show in terms of like as an arcs.
It sounds like it got better, but I'm just kind of happy where I dropped it, because
I think
I wasn't invested in that world at all. Here's a good question for you guys. Are you guys excited for season 2?
Yes, there's a season 2.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah. Season 2 is next season. Season 2 is airing.
It's pretty cool. I'm really excited actually. Yeah. I don't think it's obviously not the best thing ever, but I think it has a really compelling setup now. Like season 1 felt a lot like it was just trying to set things up, and season 2 is actually where it gets serious. And I'm really looking forward to that.
I think my main criticism of the series is, like, me personally, in my opinion, I don't think they did a good job mixing the comedy and action. But other than that, it had a lot of good points that made up for it in the long run.
Okay, anyone got anything to say before we head into
I would agree with that, mostly because like I think the character design for me personally just kind of made me forget the rest of the show. Like I really liked how
They were
like the
very
clothes
nice.
they were wearing.
The character design is
All
really
that.
good.
Like I don't think I need
I
to
remember
judge
we
it
talked
by
about that,
more of
didn't
a
we?
series.
Like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah, because I was saying it was. I thought it was like a period piece,
Yeah.
and then you were like, nope, that's what people in Japan are wearing right now. So
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it needs to be
yeah, no,
judged
the
more
character designs
harshly or
are
anything.
really, really good.
Yeah, they are. I would say they're they're my favorites this season, but Kisner was the thing, and Kisner had brilliant character designs. So
Yeah, because that's almost unfair though to
Yeah.
any of anime.
I don't know about that.
I mean, it's one of the best things that show has is character design, and
yeah, I guess
the way it looks in
is
general.
brilliant. I love
Also,
her.
I mean,
She's the best.
we haven't mentioned like the fight scenes are actually quite well animated.
They're really well done. Yeah,
Oh, they're really good.
In Stray Dogs.
Right.
they're very creative as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, they were
looked good.
they were decently animated. I just didn't enjoy them. I felt like, especially toward like the fight scenes involving our main character,
All right, at the end.
I felt they were rather boring for the most part.
They were underwhelming. I think they were still
Yeah,
A little
pretty
bit.
good though.
I mean, they weren't bad. They just
Yeah, I mean,
didn't
I
stand
think
out
you
to
would
me at
expect
all.
more out of them because, like, you see all these like cool abilities, and you hope
Mhm.
they would exploit them all, but like they really don't.
Yeah, it feels to me, especially like with the tiger abilities, it always felt like it was very slow paced.
Exactly.
Like, which in itself isn't really a bad thing, but it didn't really feel like it being slow paced at any point to it.
Now,
Like,
I think the fight scene where like he's on the boat as the tiger fighting the like the main villain of the show. I think that's mainly. I think that's my favorite fight scene of the show because
yeah, that was
it
the best
really
one.
like it like
That was the one
uses a lot of like,
actually. Now that you bring it up,
creative animation.
the villain, or like he's not really the villain in my opinion.
Yeah,
More like the
Not quite.
He's just the butthurt ex-henchman.
yeah. He's so
The
damn
rejected
generic, and he's like
sidekick.
so damn typical, and so I don't know. He's not good, but I love him. He's great.
I don't know.
like
I
him.
don't think we've seen like his character trope in a while.
We
Really?
saw his
It's
story
like-
at the
Like
end.
the stereotypical
I mean, it's basically Sasuke, right?
yeah. Like we have
He's basically Sasuke.
yeah, he's
Sorry,
basically
just finished
Sasuke. But like as like an actual like
Mm.
I want to be a bad guy kind of bad guy.
Yeah, I really like him. He's like he's
He just wants
he's
he just wants what's his face to look at him.
yeah, kind of.
Senpai, please notice me.
Oh, speaking of Dazai, what did you guys think about the constant use of the suicide joke?
Oh,
It's kind
I
of
didn't mind
boring.
it personally, but
I liked it to start with, but after a while, I didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
It was kind of just there.
I think he's made out to be
Just like-
far more
I guess I
likable
agree
than he
with that.
actually
it's not
would
really
be if he
something that
kept using that.
bothered me in concept. Which I heard a few people say actually that kind of bothered them, but
Like I wouldn't say it bothered me. It just made me constantly question like why because I mean it was constantly made me think that they were going to have an episode like going into his backstory about like he is legitimately depressed and wants to kill himself.
Yeah,
I mean
they
he
just
isn't. That's the thing. He isn't.
yeah.
At least from what we know now, and I don't think he will be. It wouldn't really fit him, in my opinion.
I feel like there's backstory
It's-
we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like from what we've seen so far, him actually wanting to die because he's depressed, it doesn't really seem like
But I mean,
it doesn't really seem fitting the character.
that's
I don't know.
another thing that gets into the comedy bit. Like we're 1st introduced to this guy. He's floating down the river like a dead body because he jumped off
Yeah.
wanting to kill himself. And then we're never again, like it goes into like I wish it was a little more serious. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. It never bothered me personally, as I said. So
I do think it's worth mentioning that suicide is like obviously a pretty heavy subject matter for
Yeah.
some people, and if they're throwing it around without much care, I mean,
It didn't feel
make
very
suicide
relevant at all.
jokes. Make suicide jokes. Just make sure they're good.
Yeah, I think it's
Don't
what you
don't make them cheap.
what you need to consider is like that we're talking about Japanese people here. Like it's a Japanese medium, and Japanese. From what I know, it's like this is like third source or something. But from what I know, Japanese people see suicide a bit more casually than we do. I'm not sure why or what's up with that, but that's something I heard mainly. I'm not sure if it's actually true. But
I mean, they are masters of the tradition. So
I mean, yeah, like even still today, Japan is one of the highest rates of suicides in the
it
world.
definitely is.
makes you wonder why they wouldn't take it more seriously.
I wonder, yeah. It's
Anyway, we need to crack on, boys. So 3 R's. Jonas, I'll start with you because it's your first one.
yeah. I gave it a 7, I think, out of 10. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun show. I'm looking forward to season 2. I would recommend it. Yeah. I think if you enjoy the comedy aspect of episode 1, I would of the first 2 episodes, I would recommend continuing. If you want it to be more serious, I feel it's kind of hit or miss, but it's probably won't like it as much. I think giving it a shot until episode 5 would be a good idea, but if you don't want to expend that time, then just drop it. Other than that, rewatch depends entirely on how season 2 plays out. I have no idea yet. If season 2 is good, then I might rewatch both of them. If not, then probably not.
Ravi, what about you?
So I'm going to start backwards. I would not rewatch it, mostly because I don't think there's any parts of it that are particularly stand out. Like you can watch fight scenes, but they're different. I'm not one for fight scenes, like rewatching them or anything. So that's kind of unimportant to me. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone because, like, I feel like I'm going to keep saying this, but there are better shows to watch. If you want this kind of like comedy, or if you want this kind of, I don't know, if you want anything that has action, comedy, and seriousness at the same time, it'll be this isn't the show for you. It kind of disappoints on all of those. As for rate it, I'm going to go with a surprising 8 out of 10 because I think the show, I did enjoy watching it, and that's purely what I rated it based off of. I didn't rate it based off of like the quality of the show itself. I liked watching it. I enjoyed watching it. And that's the only reason to rate it. And that's for this show anyway.
Right on.
Yeah. I mean, that's the correct way to give things a rating. I mean, we're not none of us here are fucking textbooks, No one's going to be sticking our fucking score in the dictionary. Like,
I mean, it's not.
We give them scores based on enjoyment.
Yeah. Like, I mean, objective quality doesn't exist anyway. I'll fight it.
You're objectively wrong there.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
I am not.
I mean,
the only
when you break it down to the most fundamental level, human beings are flawed creatures. So there's no fucking way if we could know if objectively good exists or not.
The only objective fact about art is that there are no objective facts.
I object.
You're a flawed human, Jonas. So I'm not going to take your word on that. I'll wait until God tells me the answer.
God no.
Jared.
Okay. I give it a 6. That's
okay.
part of
Not as unanimous.
What? No, it's not.
I was just saying, we're not as unanimous for this one.
I think
it's a very polarizing anime.
Only slightly. Yeah, I mostly enjoyed it for the comedy for sure, and just the visuals in general. It was just constantly nice to look at, and just fun. I didn't overly care for the serious parts. There were some good sections that interested me, but that was about it.
Sure.
Somewhat looking forward to season 2, not overly. I'm more just curious of where it goes, or rather how it continues.
Will it be another villain of the
They've
week
teased a
or
bit
what?
of it, so yeah. What's gonna happen to the current so-called villain?
I mean, he'll
Yeah.
probably still exist.
I think
I
so.
think he'd
I'm
actually
not
get a
sure.
bit more focus now, honestly.
Yeah, they've revealed who he actually is.
I have a feeling that they're going to pull the nice guy turned good guy eventually on him.
Going from nice to good, eh?
Like I-
Even bad to good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you assume you mean bad to good, or
Well, no, I believe they're going to go both ways.
right?
Like
Okay.
we've got the red dude who can like put red stuff out, and then I don't remember
Okay.
his name.
That's very descriptive.
Wow.
You mean cut people?
No, he puts red stuff out that kills
Yeah.
people.
So he's a Red Lantern.
No, he's a red herring.
Jesus.
Red leader.
Jared, what are your other 2 R's? Quick.
I probably wouldn't recommend it to most people. But I think watch the first 2 episodes. If you like them, if you don't, I think that's a fairly good basis for the most of the series. I
Sure.
won't rewatch it.
Kyle.
I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10. And as for recommending it, I think it puts itself as a fairly solid shonen battle anime. So anyone looking for shonen battles, I would recommend it too. Rewatching depends on season 2. And like also whether they push romance or not.
Yeah.
Like I've given up on the seriousness and the comedy, so it's all about that romance, man. I
Might as well give up
objectively
now.
like this anime. And by objects, I mean the boobs.
I mean, I guess you saying that you like an anime is an objective fact, right?
In a way, yeah.
So
Unless
does that
he's
make
wrong,
it
'cause he's a flawed
objectively
human being.
good?
He might not
Because
know
it's
the truth.
objectively yeah.
Right.
Okay, screw that. Let's
Yeah,
go
let's move
on
on.
to Cabaneri.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it the Three Amigos again? Who's seen
Yeah,
it?
I'll go back to commenting about anime I haven't seen again.
I think Kyle should go for this one.
Who's finished Cabaneri?
Me, Jared, and
Me.
Ravi. I'll let Ravi go first.
All right. First things first. Writing is terrible. Animation is terrible.
Is the action actually terrible?
Yeah.
It has some
I think-
really good
Wait, what?
cuts, actually. I really like some of the
There
animation.
was some great animation,
Yeah.
I thought. Some cool
It was a good
Uh,
YJD cut.
I thought you were going to stop at like the
Yeah.
writing was bad. You're not holding back on this one.
Now, honestly, I kind of zoned out while watching this show. It was just something I had in the background because, like, at one point it just devolved into something that was mediocre and not really worth watching. I guess maybe that makes me unqualified to review it per se.
Not really.
No.
I mean, you finished the show and that's your experience with
Yeah,
it. So you saying that that you zoned out while watching it is pretty damning.
That's basically your review right there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really leave anything interesting by the end of it. It kind of scrapped most of its good parts, if there were any to begin with.
Damn. Anyone got anything more positive to say
That-
about
I mean-
Cabaneri?
Kyle.
I won't say that I hated it, mostly because it was good to have on in the background.
I mean, is that just the Sawano soundtrack?
It was good, but it's just
Not one of his
normal
best?
Sawano.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting pretty standard by now.
Yeah, I think, yeah. As far as Sawano goes, it's extremely recognizable nowadays. I mean, after Kill la Kill.
I actually think Kill la Kill was his...
Yeah, Kill la Kill was his best. I think, to me, his best work.
No, I wasn't going to say best, but I'd say his most, like, off the wall. Like, there was a
It
lot of
was
stuff on the
the
Kill la
most
Kill
different, I
soundtrack
thought.
that doesn't really... it definitely stood out the most.
The
I
most
think,
that sticks in my head, anyway.
I mean, it's probably my favourite out of all of his stuff. So, yeah. I mean, Blumenkranz is actually fantastic.
Yeah. Kyle, do you have anything positive to say about Cabaneri?
I do, in fact, have positive things. First thing, like, as you said, it's got a on-par soundtrack. As for the animation and fight scenes, I believe they put a lot more focus on those than they actually should have. To the point where I feel like the anime is taking a path as to, like, who cares about the actual plot when we can make this anime as crazy looking as possible with as many crazy things going on in the most crazy ways, which in itself can be an interesting thing if that's because, kids these days like crazy things,
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. Before it aired, I was quite hyped because I initially seen that the character designs were done by the guy who did Gunbuster, which is probably my favorite anime. Which is surprising because you usually never see a character designer from the 80s doing this super hip Attack on Titan 2.0 refresh, which I think, if we're honest, that's basically what they were trying to do with Kotetsujo no Cabaneri. They're trying to go for another Attack on Titan success. But then, as for the negative, or no, for more positive, let's go positive. Let's see, Mume and Ayame are dolls, and they should be treated as such.
Good and a bad thing.
Good Smile Company should have put figures out before the halfway point of the series. They would have gotten a lot more pre-orders.
Absolutely.
I have to go into the negatives. Biba is a stupid character and a stupid plot point because, well, I don't even need to say why. He's the most unoriginal type of main enemy there is. I don't know. After
he's mad because he has daddy issues.
Exactly. Like, and of course, to get back at Daddy, I have to
the real monsters.
Yeah, to get back at Daddy, I have to destroy everything, and then we can rebuild. Like, who cares about the means if the end is justified?
It's like Space Dandy episode 4 with the zombies, except not nearly as good.
Yeah, because there's a point in the series about halfway through where you can pretty much just guess exactly what's going to happen. Near episodically, you can guess what's going to happen next. But I don't know. It was fun.
I found it fun to start with. I think episode 2 got me quite interested because I actually started to like the MC. And Mume as well. I liked her to start with, but as the show went on, pretty much everything got less and less interesting. Like, both those characters. And to start with, I was wondering what direction it would go in. I was waiting for it to do something for the first 5 episodes. And then when it did do something with Biba, I just didn't care.
You got your Biba, and then nothing happened.
Pretty much. Biba, I did not want that Biba. I would prefer a different Biba.
A Justin Bieber?
No, I'd actually prefer no Biba.
Oh, okay.
One thing I do want to point out, at the end fight scene between Ikoma and Biba did in fact inject him with the white fluid, or wait, the antidote.
Did it?
Wasn't it black?
Yeah,
No,
the
it was
black.
white.
Or yeah, the white. He injected him with the white, but then not for the reasons. Not because he was turning a good edge. He did it because it was really. Yeah. I see a lot I just wanted to clear that because I constantly see in forums about people saying like Bebo wasn't actually a bad person and this and that. So I just wanted to shit on some opinions there.
That's like the one thing the show hammered down.
Yeah.
Jonas, did you start
I
Cabinari?
never watched any of it.
Okay.
Actually, I watched like 2 minutes and then dropped it because I didn't.
Do you want to give us your
watch
lengthy
anymore.
opinion based on those 2 minutes?
My lengthy opinion is basically I wasn't in the mood for it. I dropped, and so I stopped watching it and never got to
Was
it
it
again.
pretty?
Was
it pretty?
I don't even know anymore.
From what I've seen in the show, I think it looks cool. I think the Cabinari design is really awesome.
I think if Attack on Titan looked like this,
but-
Attack on Titan would be a lot better.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if only the Titans in Attack on Titan didn't look retarded anymore.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's creepy as fuck.
I think
the first episode,
Titans
It's like
the
they
Titans
don't know
first
what they're
episode was
doing.
creepy as fuck, but like when
Or
the
it's-
Titans start running out like actual retards, some of the Titans were more hilarious than they were creepy, honestly.
But the thing is, it goes into like a not instinctual. What would you call it? Like they just
Surreal.
feel like animals, but they're humanoid. Like this is the natural thing for them to do.
It feels like a really unsettling perversion of human
Yeah, pretty much.
action and human the way humans move,
I don't know. I didn't.
stuff like that.
I didn't
If
really.
humans weren't
think it was
social
any-
creatures, is that
I
how
didn't
they
really
would
think it was good for
go?
the show.
For me, the one of the creepiest Titans is the one that speaks in the spin-off series.
Oh, yeah, I've
but-
finished that.
Yeah, but
The OVS.
I mean, we almost talked about Cabinari without bringing up Attack on Titan.
It was never gonna happen.
No, that's never going to happen. But from what I can gather, it does seem to be the inferior series.
Oh yeah.
I don't hear
Yeah.
many people
I think it's just because Cabinari doesn't have a premise that is anything super original compared to
It
Attack
doesn't
on.
have anything gripping.
Yeah, and
Like there's nothing to look forward to.
yeah. Whereas you have Attack on Titan with an obviously amazing premise that was never really explored to the extent they took it. Even though I have problems with just about everything but the premise of Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan had a basement though.
Is there really a basement,
I feel
Jared?
like I
don't know
would
anymore.
enjoy Attack on Titan more if there was a big ass train.
Yeah.
So in theory, I feel like I should have liked Cabinari, but no, I dropped it super hard because I thought episode 1 was quite good, but episode 2, I got so pissed off with the little ninja girl and how
Okay.
basically all of the tension they built up was completely they completely popped their own balloon by introducing a stupid OP character in episode
I think
2.
she's hot, dude.
She's 12.
No,
I think she's still hot.
it's stupid.
Okay, I mean,
Let's not go into that territory.
Yeah, it's not.
Because that territory does not change any of my opinions.
I mean, Cal's in international waters. They're never going to get him.
Yeah, come at me.
Okay. Let's wrap up Cabinari.
Hang on. I think
3 hours.
I think before we do that, we have to mention Owari no Seraph at some point. I think it goes Attack on Titan, Seraph, and then Cabinari.
I forgot that existed.
God, the line is there. Oh,
Is it wait?
that
What?
show
It
was
looks nice.
atrocious.
Wall character
which show?
designs are nice.
Yeah.
Warring the Seraph.
Seraph.
Wait, why are we going into that?
Because
It's basically the same show.
Ravi's taken us all down with him.
It's another
determined
Attack
to.
Oh,
Can
I
we
mean,
throw us off
can we
the
talk about
video?
the other gut show? The one gut show that's often associated to Attack on
I
Titan.
personally
that's Sidonia.
enjoyed Owari no Seraph more than Attack on Titan.
Yeah, so
I hate the Seraph so
Okay.
much. I'm not even.
Guys,
Yeah,
we have a podcast to record. These are crazy tangents. Let's go 3 hours, and I'm going to say the first person to raise their voice gets to go first.
Okay.
Okay, Kyle.
I'm gonna say something important.
Okay.
No, that's not what I said. That's just said raise the voice.
I'm not allowed to.
I'll give.
It's 1 a.m.
I'll be the highest rating at. I'll give it an 8
Oh wow!
because I
pretty high.
do like flashy things. Flashy things make me go ooh and ah. And I also like cute girls, which also make me go ooh and ah. But then
But in different ways.
in a different way. It's not my mouth saying that.
Oh okay.
But yeah, it was a fun. Well, it was a stupid and fun series. Like, if I'm going to like make it a 2-word review, it was stupid and fun.
That's 3 words.
Let's see. Would I recommend it? Yes. If most kids come around and say, "Oh, did you watch Attack on Titan?" I'm like, "Oh, did you watch Kotetsujo no Cabaneri?" Those kind of kids, I'd recommend it too.
I mean, do you get those kids coming around your house often, Kyle?
It's like they come
he's
by
the
on Halloween.
The
Silent, but
Attack on Titan kids, like swinging around town on their 3D maneuver gears.
If like somebody rings your bell on Halloween and he's dressed as like
What's your rewatch?
Down the line, few years.
Okay.
Ravi.
Ravi.
Alright,
Yeah, go for it.
So, despite my scathing review, right after I finished the show, I rated it 7 out of 10. In hindsight, that's a little too high, but I'm not going to change it because I feel like I did enjoy it to that point, but like I enjoyed the music far more than anything else, and that's what I'll base my rating off of, or like that'll bring my rating up. And the final fight scene, like I think it was like despite everything else, I think it was well done. As for rewatch it, no, I don't think there's any value to rewatching it, especially not now. Recommend it? Yeah, I mean, if you like mindless shows that you just kind of want it in the background, go for it. I know the kind of people who would like the show, like action, just silly, like
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic kind of garbage. If you enjoy that, definitely your kind of show.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Jared.
I'd rate it a 4 or maybe a 5. About that. Recommends about the same to them.
But it looks so
These
good,
guys said-
Jared.
Please.
Who cares about the fucking plot?
The thing I enjoyed most about it was the animation, occasionally. And some of the backgrounds are pretty stunning, honestly. I'll give props to that for sure.
Oh, actually, on that note, I really like how they drew fire in that show and explosions. Like that was actually really pretty.
Yeah.
Go on.
We're gonna pretend like we understood what Ravi said.
I would not rewatch it.
No, I think anyone who gives a score lower than 5 doesn't need to answer the third R. Okay. Let's power on Joker game.
Oh, I can sit back.
3 amigos again.
Aye.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can sit back too.
Carl, did you finish Joker game? Okay, cool. Ravi,
Well,
you're
I
up.
did make
it
it.
quick.
I made it 2 eps in.
4 episodes.
Did anybody else watch the show in full?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I guess not.
I don't think any of us finished it. I think Jonas and me probably got the furthest. I got like 5
as far
episodes.
as Kyle and Jared did. So
Okay, so basically the show at the ending kind of like brings the whole thing together just by like reintroducing the like how the whole thing is set up and how the agency came to be and like how all those characters like lives changed as a result of it. I don't think the show kind of like intends to be more than just like a set of like stories from each era and like from each experience on like different fronts of the war. And I think for what it was incredibly enjoyable to me. I think the stories were well written for almost each part. Maybe a couple were like, not as good, but on the whole, I think it was like a very good spy show.
Yeah. For me, I was very disappointed that it was episodic. It's not what I wanted out of the show going in. And whenever you get something that's not what you want, like doesn't meet your expectations, it kind of sucks and kills your motivation to finish it.
I agree.
So
I actually kind of liked it more.
I was super hyped for Joker Game.
Like the first episode kind of like bummed me out because I didn't like that character. Second one kind of redeemed that first episode, but as a result of it, like I appreciated that it was episodic far more.
I mean,
I actually really liked the fact that I was trying to be episodic. I really tend to like episodic shows quite a bit as well. I think they're really interesting usually, since they like episodic shows are really able to like go into a lot of different things, and I think the problem with Joker Game was just that I felt like it had a few highs from what I've seen out of the 4 episodes I have seen. Like episode 3, for example, was really good. I really liked episode 3. And then episode 4 came along and it was just really bad. It was absolutely terrible. And all I heard about the show at that point was that it was going to get worse since I dropped it. But I feel like a lot of episodic shows tend to be really interesting because they're able to, like, episodic shows are usually they can do a lot of different things in one time. And I really like that actually, and I think episodic shows are a really cool thing. In fact, like look at something like Cowboy Bebop or
Space Dandy.
Space Dandy is a really good example. Yeah.
See, the thing is though, there is a difference between episodic and anthology, and I think Joker Game is closer to anthology, where it's different setting, different characters, different premise almost every single episode. Where like Space Dandy, it's the same crew, it's the same characters, and you know what you're going to get. Where Joker Game, you don't know what you can get for each episode, and at the end of each episode, you feel like nothing's getting carried forward.
I can see that, but I think the same thing still applies. I think if a show is, I'm trying to think of a good example. There are examples where it kind of that artwork as anthologies that work well. Just can't think of one right now. But I think it still can work really well. Like episodic stories, like anthology stories, in one episode you can do a lot of things, and if you do it well, then it's brilliant.
I agree, usually. But I need that like through line. I need that thing that ties each episode together. Like Death Parade has that. It's each episode of Death Parade, you're kind of getting a little bit more and a little bit more.
For Space Dandy, Space Dandy, for example, is a thing where there's no continuity in the slightest. Every episode is a complete reset. With this, it has the same characters, but it's a complete reset. And it has no continuity at all. And again, like it makes it possible for just to go all out and just do whatever the fuck you want, I guess. And I really like that because like it opens a lot of possibilities in terms of like
it's just a blank canvas pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
With a few set pieces. Yeah,
I think it's I'm really trying to think of an example right now that's the same, but I can't think of one.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing is like that's not what Joker Game is though. Like if that's what Joker Game was, I would have been way more into it. If they'd been,
I think Joker Game, like we all know that like the common thread is World War II and World War II spies and like the different fronts that each spy was placed in. And
but it still doesn't have the same characters. That's the thing.
The central character is.
See, for me, what I would have liked, what I would have. Yeah, I guess, but what I would have wanted is the central thread I would have personally have liked is for that military dude introduced in the first 2 episodes to end up doing a debriefing with each of the spies at the end of the episode or something along those lines. Like something like I need a thread to tie each episode together.
I think that would have been a good choice, but I know, like, because throughout the whole show, the thread becomes General Yuki, like the one who actually controls the whole organization. And like there are several episodes where like you find out more and more about him. You do see him
popping up from time to time, but it just wasn't enough to keep me on the line, and that's why I dropped it.
That's fair. But like it does fulfill it.
It's completely because it's a narrative choice that I didn't like. So
yeah, no, that's completely fine. I just think like it does have that, but it has it differently than you would have wanted. Hello?
I think he's done. I want to give you time to finish your point before cutting you off. Ravi, give us your 3 R's.
So 3 R's. Rate it 9 out of 10. I actually very very much so enjoyed it. Recommend it. Yeah. There are people who really like World War II, who like the Japanese side of things. Like World War II Japanese films are a huge part of their history. I think it does well for like a period drama, like a Jidaigeki kind of thing. And I think I would probably not rewatch it, but mostly because I don't think it needs a rewatch. I remember most of it, and I enjoy what I remember.
I feel like for something like Joker Game, it might actually be... It's the kind of show, like, kind of, as I said, with Phantom World, where you can just go in and watch the best episodes and skip the rest. Like, you could technically just go in... I could technically tell you... I mean, I would actually almost tell you, go watch Joker Game Episode 3. It's a complete standalone. You don't need to watch anything fucking else. You just need to know. It's about spies. It's about World War II. Like, Episode 3 was good, so I really would say just watch that, and if you like it, give the rest a chance. But yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, let's move on to Tanaka-kun.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I should finish that.
Okay, so yeah, Jonas, you were like one of the strongest advocates I heard for that show, and then you dropped it.
I didn't even drop it. I just put it. I just didn't continue it.
I think what happened is Mayoiga took up so much of your time white knighting that you forgot to white knight Tanaka-kun.
Yeah.
Mayoiga did need a lot of white knighting.
I feel like a lot more people watched and talked about Mayoiga than Tanaka-kun.
Probably.
So maybe you picked the wrong choice.
Mayoiga was actually relatively big, surprisingly enough. Just wasn't very big in a very positive sense.
Beams.
As is appropriate.
I wish it would have been big in a positive sense, because then people would have actually appreciated it, you know?
Yeah. We're doing Mayoiga next time. Tanaka-kun.
So who watched it?
Cal, did you finish that as well?
Oh, you
did.
I did.
Okay, so it's the Three Amigos again.
Except you're not. Well, we'll get to that.
Okay. Tanaka is really relaxing, actually. That was probably my favorite thing about it. Surprisingly hilarious as well. I've seen a lot of people say it's like, it makes you laugh inside, but not like laugh out loud. But I actually did out loud quite a few times. All the characters are incredibly endearing. I love them so much.
I love your opinion.
I think I give it a 9.
I'm gonna love countering your opinion.
Same.
Okay, Cal, go for it. It's boring. It sucks.
It was boring.
Why does Cal always have bad opinions?
I know, right?
I mean, he likes ReZero after all.
Gunbuster.
I guess it just didn't hit me. For me, the jokes fell flat. I wanted to like the show because Jared and the other guys liked it, or Jared really, really, really liked it. I wanted to like it so much that I finished it. For me, the jokes fell flat. I wanted... It's just not my type of anime. Even though I can really appreciate a slice of life. It was just... I don't really have much bad to say other than it's not for me.
Yeah, I'm on the same lines there. I didn't dislike it, but I felt watching it was tiring because it was so relaxing that I got tired and wanted to stop watching it so I could
I
nap.
couldn't tell whether I was being relaxed or bored.
I think I fell somewhere between the two, honestly. I don't have anything against Tanaka-kun though. I like it. I like it from a distance, but not enough to watch it.
All right, I'm gonna go for it. This anime was my favorite of the season. Probably gonna be the favorite of my year. It instantly went into my top 10.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Nice.
You have
it's
10.
like, yeah. I think it felt very similar to Gekkan Shoujo Nozuki-kun to me, and that's probably why I liked it so much. It was incredibly relaxing. I watched the first episode at the perfect time to enjoy it properly. I watched it right before bed. Not because I wanted to or I planned to. It was just oh, this is time for bed. I'll watch one episode of anime beforehand, and it was the perfect choice. And every single time I watched it, it was the perfect choice to do that. I love the characters. I love the tone. I love the atmosphere. I loved basically every single thing about it that was related to the coloring. It wasn't whitewashed or anything. It wasn't.
I mean, hopefully he said what he wanted to say. Because his mic is working fine. It's just Discord. His connection to Discord tonight is atrocious, and we're trying to work around that.
So basically,
Ravi, did you finish your point?
No. To sum up, rate it 10 out of 10. Recommend it to people who enjoy slice of life. And rewatch it. Hell yeah, maybe next year or something. I don't rewatch things too often, but I'll definitely rewatch this.
Jared, do you have any points you want to make?
Oh yeah, that just actually reminded me. Something about the characters that I liked is each time I introduced them, it didn't just add them onto the group of friends. Everybody still carried on their daily lives. It didn't just become Tanaka's harem or whatever.
Oh, that was great. Yeah. They each had personalities.
They weren't yeah. And incredibly endearing, as I said.
Yeah, exactly.
So, rate 9 out of 10. One of my favorites from last season. Recommend slice of life comedy. If you just want something relaxing, I'd say try the first couple of episodes and see what you think. And rewatch, maybe. I'm not sure. And maybe if I feel like it at some point. That's about it.
Okay. Kyle, bring us down.
Okay. Who's ready to get triggered?
Very ready.
Okay.
What was it, filamentized?
No, it didn't even trigger me. But my review might trigger
but who's
you.
ready to get filamentized now?
Yeah, who's ready? I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was...
Boo.
It was it.
Okay, go on.
I would recommend it to anyone who loves pretentiously good-looking anime. That, or I would recommend it to people who don't give a damn about plot.
Please.
Also,
don't stop it.
Also, just if you like anything pretentious, I would just go out and watch this anime. You will fucking love it.
Can you give this a serious rating?
I mean,
sixes.
I want to go.
I do have to ask you. I do have to ask you, Cal. Was that genuine, or
That's
were you
why
actually just going from
That was
for maximum triggering?
that was halfway serious, to be honest. Yeah, if you like slice of life comedies, go for it. You'll either love it or you'll be an actual smart person.
Why is Kyle?
I mean,
so
I can't get too
bad?
mad at him. I can't get too mad at him for this because This is exactly how I feel about a Manchu.
Oh no, I'm fucking
Why did we
triggered.
get Kyle on the podcast again?
I'm gonna agree with that.
Oh, Ravi, you're on my side on the Manchu, aren't you?
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
You're literally the two people I know that don't like.
I know,
Manchu.
Ravi, we're the only people on the planet that don't like
That's
it.
perfectly
See,
fine
while
by
I
me.
disliked Tanaka-kun, I really, really, really love a Manchu.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
opinion
Yeah, Manchu
discarded.
is amazing.
Good thing.
Okay, well,
You don't need to
You would
ask.
not rewatch.
I would rewatch it if, like, let's say if I had like terminal brain cancer and I wanted to like cry a little bit, I would rewatch
Okay.
Tanaka-kun.
Anyway, what are we talking about next?
you only gave it a 6, dude. Come on, let's not get too dramatic.
Why would you
We're
torture
gonna
yourself?
wrap up. We're gonna wrap up with
Oh, yeah.
Flying Witch, which means I get to talk.
I'll sit back.
All right, I'll
Why do we
disconnect now.
have a normie hosting this show?
So it's just the way I didn't watch a vast amount of anime last season. I think I actually only finished 4 things, and
Oh, wow.
3 of them on next episode. So, so yeah. So I don't know. I like Flying Witch an awful lot.
So do you want to start off?
awful lot. Yeah, I might as well, seeing as I've been like literally just like telling you guys to talk and asking you for your 3 hours
talk.
all episode. Okay, I am not a big consumer of slice of life. What I have done is I have found my niche of slice of life the type of slice of life that I like, and to give you like an outline of what that is, my favorite slice of life is Barakamon, and I kind of like. I like stuff. Rural helps, but what I like in slice of life is this like cross-generational community kind of stuff. So I like when you have kids. I like when you have teenagers. I like when you have adults, and throw in an elderly person. It can't hurt. Like you're like a big melting pot of all different types of people, all in one situation. That's my type of slice of life.
So you like people.
So
Yeah.
kind of. I just like. I like interesting people. I don't find high schoolers to be interesting people in themselves. So a lot of the time, I just don't really latch on to the characters in most slice of life anime. So yeah, Flying Witch is such a like it's such an endearing little series. It doesn't really even as far as slice of life go, it doesn't really go out of its way to blow the doors off. Like it can spend an entire episode just at like a cast of characters at home chilling, watching movies and cooking some food. And I don't know, I think I was just in the right mood for that kind of series, and there was some characters that I really like related to. Like, I think my favorite goddamn scene in the anime is when the cousin and brown girl literally just sat on beanbags watching Shawshank Redemption while like that to me as well. It's just chill, like really relaxing. The music it uses music more than almost any other anime I've seen. I don't think there is a single moment where there is not some OST playing. And it all like it all like really keeps it in tempo with what's happening on screen, and this really kind of lighthearted, melodic, nice music. It looks gorgeous. Characters are all brilliant. The one character I wasn't massively fond of is the main character. I feel like
Makoto.
I feel like you can sum up the main character just by saying yeah. that's like basically her catchphrase is,
Yeah.
So the main character is not great, but oh my god, that cast, I just want to go over to their house and chill for an afternoon.
The little girl is adorable. Natsu.
Which girl?
Natsu.
Oh yeah, she's great.
amazing. I love her.
Yeah, she is.
I really
good.
like
Akane is probably the best thing.
Really,
one of the best things I liked about it is the fact that they constantly were using Chinatsu to sort of show the closeness between the characters. For example, like you'd always constantly see her either holding hands with one of the characters or being very physical, very trusting. Like the one scene where she gets up on MC's sister's broom, but she, instead of like just normally getting on the broom, she crawls up through her jacket and like just sits in there. But as for
that's a good point.
as for a whole, it was a good series. I didn't like super like it, but I think one of the best moments I had with the anime is when the whale came and they.
Oh my god, the whale!
I loved
So good.
the design of that whale. To like,
Same.
It was
like you put something like that in an anime, like where you pick up the Master Sword in Legend of Zelda. I'm going to fucking love it.
I mean, it's a shame that whale went on to eat Rem.
Sorry, I was pinging out.
Wait, who knew?
Wait, who's Rem?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he can listen to that joke when he listens back. Yeah, no, that episode was really cool. It was fitting that it was the second to last episode because that was by far the most fantastical episode there was. You know,
Yeah.
you had like little skits here and there where there was some really fantastical stuff happening, like especially when older sister goes to Vietnam, I think she said it was, and drains all the color out of this like vista.
Yeah, I remember that now.
And she's just like, whoops. Whoopsie. Oh man. I think she's my favourite character,
Akane.
I have to say.
The whale is my
Yeah.
favorite character.
Akane.
Oh, okay.
I think the ghost that is really shy is my favorite character.
She was
Oh,
pretty
the
cute.
ghost is great.
Not actually.
Yeah, the
it's
ghost
got to
is
be
good.
Akane. She's clearly superior. Superior brown
Yeah.
skin.
And another thing I really liked about Flying Witch is that it has none of that sexualization baggage that a lot,
Yeah.
pretty much
Except it's their clothes.
every
like,
other anime has, whether it's a slice of life or not. There's no, like, they're not pushing any sort of romance between MC and the boy, not pushing any sort of sexualization, all of that. It's all just home good. Cute girls.
I mean, obviously, MC and the boy are cousins, and I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt of saying that it's off the table.
I mean, Sword Art Online
anyway.
is
This is an anime, Tom. Please.
Yeah, but it's a good anime, so
You obviously
At the
haven't
start
seen
as well,
Yosuga
like,
no Sora.
I feel like there's a definite like correlation between quality of an anime and inclusion of incest. One thing I will say though about romance is actually like one of the best scenes is like when Akane is like trying to butt in and see like, oh yeah, you two hooking up with the Nao, or I can't remember her name, but the redhead girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just like, nah, fuck it, he's a scumbag. Like, I can do so much better than him. And she's like, she just gets like really moody and storms off. Such a good scene. Yeah, but you're right. Like the romance is just, it's not needed. You know, like these characters are clearly having a lot of fun on their own, and it kind of. Like, what we're seeing the family side of their lives, you know?
Yeah.
We're not seeing the romantic side of
There's
their
not
life.
even that much school either.
No.
Barely any.
One of the reasons why I like it. Like, I think the only time we saw them at school, we saw them on the roof eating lunch once, and the cooking class, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons I like this show a lot was because it was so realistic in most of the things it did. Like, yeah, it was fantastical. It had all those, like, fantasy elements and, like, you know, ghosts and everything. But, like, these people seemed like real people. They seemed like actors that were just put into an anime rather than, you know, like, something straight out of Moe. Like Moe is not believable.
Yeah, no. I mean, you could argue Moe is a very subjective term. I think a lot of people would argue that it is Moe, but it's not like overbearing.
But like say like something like Tanaka-kun, like you wouldn't find that in real life anywhere.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I think actually one of the most telling.
I do actually. I really like how the show pairs like this really down to earth, very relatable, realistic cast and daily life with the fantastical, like with these like magic. The way they portray magic in the series, it's just like a part of their everyday lives. You know, it's like, and we just kind of like through Chinatsu's eyes, we kind of just see this. Like Chinatsu is a little girl living among a family of witches, and that's kind of the perspective we're given of. We're the ones we're the ones that aren't normal here, you know. In a way,
I think
like
the most telling part of the series, like the characters that made it most believable were their parents, especially the mother who just like has normal interactions with everybody. Like she's, she has an actual job and she actually cooks and like makes food and makes like clothes and everything for them. Their father, he's a hardworking person. He doesn't like spend his whole life at home. You don't see him all that often. He has an accent, for God's sake. Like, when do you hear that in anime? Like, anime is like purified and filtered so much of the
you
time.
actually hear accents in anime quite a bit. Just
you do.
Well, you hear them, but you don't like.
Especially
you don't focus on them.
Not quite that bad.
Yeah, usually not, but like they do exist.
That for me is the like really like like I can relate to that a lot because I grew up on a farm in the middle of Lancashire, so a lot of my family, when my family talk to each other, they're not very understandable to common ears. So I can relate to that a lot. Like, especially speaking to my granddad as well. Like when my granddad like gives instructions, it sounds just like the dad in this anime. So,
he speaks Japanese.
I would probably say that Flying Witch might be my second favorite slice of life of all time.
What's the first?
Okay.
Barakamon is so like close to my heart. I don't think I'll watch a slice of life for a long time that tops it.
It is,
but Flying Witch
special.
Flying Witch came really close. So, I think that's about as much as I can say about it. It's not a whole lot of stuff happens in this show. It's just
it doesn't even go out of its way to make it happen that often.
Yeah, it's completely content, just like sitting back and doing its thing. You know, like the whale is such a standout episode because it's an event. Like the whale coming to town is this event in the world. But it also feels like an event to the viewer because, it's something special that's happening to these characters that are witches,
Yeah, it's not like you see something exciting like that every episode.
I think it could almost be an even better series and benefit off if they were to give it a plot.
It would be a very different series.
It would be a different series. It wouldn't be a slice of life.
You wouldn't have to make it different. You wouldn't have to make it different.
I mean, it could be like a central. It doesn't have to be like a central theme. It could just be like
the best part of together. Flying Witch is the interactions and like how they write the characters into the story.
I mean, I look at Flying Witch like almost like a soap. Almost like I'm tuning in and I'm seeing today in their life, and obviously they go to school. They've got all of this shit going on in their background, but really we just kind of see what makes that day special to them, and your day-to-day life doesn't have a plot really, not the little moments in between the plot, so I mean, you could stick a plot in there, and if it was really well done it could make the show better, but it doesn't need a plot. It's fine without one.
Yeah,
I don't think a plot would hurt it necessarily. If like based on how like they have handled like episodes with plot, like going to find the whale that had some plot in it.
I think for me, a good plot, if they were to put a plot in, I think a good one to do would be actually Oh shit, I was speaking over Ravi, was I?
No.
Literally,
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I decided to go for it. I literally did not hear a word out of Ravi for that whole sentence. Oh well, I'll keep going because my internet's good. The Shinatsu training to be a witch would be a pretty interesting subplot, I think.
Yeah, that'd probably be the best one.
If it was a 2-core, I think that's the way they would go with it, but it was a 1-core, and I kind of feel like it did its job in a way. It filled its 12 episodes.
One thing to understand, when I say like adding a plot, I don't mean changing the genre.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to change the genre at all. You don't have to change how anything works. Like, look at like Kino no Tabi, like one of my favorite anime. It's
oh my god, yes.
Or like any sort of traveling anime. Like they could add. It doesn't have to be a plot by plot every episode thing. It's like setting some goals.
A goal?
Yeah, setting goals. Could really benefit the series. I'm not saying that it's not perfectly fine as it is. I'm just saying I would have liked it a ton more if they had put some goals, aspirations, or other things.
I want to see that cast work towards building the biggest mandrake farm in Japan.
Oh god, that sounds very noisy.
Oh, can we just talk about that mandrake?
No.
It looked amazing.
It was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone got anything they're busting to say about Flying Witch?
Nope. I would like to comment on the voice acting. I think it was a really important part of the series in general. Like everybody's voice was very light and easy to listen to. Like especially Kay, the cousin. His voice, I'm not sure I've heard it in like any other anime.
I don't really know where you're going with that. I'd have to listen to it again to see what you mean. I didn't really pick up on his voice massively, I must say.
Yeah, I just everybody's voice was easy to listen to, more so than normal.
Sure.
Which really benefited the series, I think.
I feel like nobody had a really intensely high-pitched voice.
Okay, let's get to our 3 hours so Jonas can sleep, and Jared, but Jared, the person who needs to sleep but isn't whining about it in chat. I'm going to go first. I'm giving Flying Witch a 9, a very strong 9. I would recommend it to... I would recommend it to anyone who likes slice of life, but also I'd recommend it specifically to people who don't necessarily like slice of life, because that's me, and I don't know, I felt like there was something a little special about Flying Witch, so maybe check it out. You'll know pretty quickly whether it's something you want to keep watching. And rewatch, I think there's a good chance I might rewatch it someday. I don't tend to rewatch anime very often, but something like this I could definitely see myself rewatching, maybe with like like a girlfriend or something, like showing her my favorites.
Yeah,
it would be something super chill to watch with someone, like snuggled up.
You could just watch one at a time as well.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Jared, what about you?
I'd give it quite a high 8. I'm not sure about recommending. I'd recommend it to a lot of people for sure. Probably, I'll go with your answer.
Cool. For both,
yeah, I think I could see myself rewatching it as well. I think I might eventually just get an urge to watch Flying Witch.
Yeah, especially if they don't make more of it. If they don't make more of it, I'll definitely feel the urge to go back and watch it. I'm sure, because I really want to go back to that world and spend more time with those characters.
Yeah.
Kyle.
I'll give it a high 6.5, 7. No, I like the series. I had fun watching it. I really have no other reason for giving it a 6.5. Other than like it's by far not my favorite type of slice of life. I think it handles itself very well. I might as well just give it a 7. Yeah, 7 worthy. I would recommend it to people who like slice of life, like you said. Probably not rewatch it though for a long time.
Okay, Ravi.
All right, so I'm going to give this show an 8 out of 10. It was enjoyable, but at the same time, it wasn't one of my top slice of lives. And I would recommend it to people who like slice of life, same as everybody else. Not much on there. Rewatch it? Probably not. I'm not one to rewatch anything, so rewatch much of anything, so I don't feel the absolute need to. So yeah, that's all that.
You have a point there.
No, he doesn't.
Come on.
My favorite thing is Kyle just like pretending to react to stuff Ravi's saying.
Trying his best.
Like, God bless you, Kyle.
You got it.
Ravi, did you say everything you wanted to say?
Yep.
Cool. All right. In that case, we're gonna wrap it up. Just over 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, we will be back. That's maybe not next week. We might put something out in between, but there will be a part 2. Amongst other things, part 2 we will be discussing Concrete Revolutio. Did I say it right?
Yeah, boy.
Okay. Kiznaiva, Boku Hero, the DJ anime, Arigato,
Tonkatsu
whatever.
DJ,
and nothing else important.
Tonkatsu DJ.
Yeah, DJ anime.
Even I can't speak anymore.
And Space Patrol Luloko, and that's it.
Razor.
Nothing else.
No.
No, wait, no.
It's rubbish.
No. Also Mayoiga.
Boo.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting.
Again.
We will also declare we'll have to decide first, but then declare which anime we will give our Anime of the Season award to.
We all know it's going to be Mayoiga.
It's almost certainly not going to be Mayoiga, Jonas.
It will be Mayoiga.
Memes don't count
You
as
will
anime.
die fighting. No one's with you on it, dude.
You will die relatively quickly.
Fuck it, I'll fight.
I like it a lot, but not Anime of the Season.
Yeah, that's where
Personally.
I stand. That's exactly where I stand as well.
Anime of the week.
There's just so much, like, listening to you guys speak about Tanaka-kun, that show's got way more fucking weight behind it than Mayoga, because there's people that aren't saying, there's no one other than Kyle going for triggering people, there's no one actually saying they hated.
Oh yeah, I don't hate it, but I just feel like I have. I guess actually this should be a conversation for next time.
Yeah, it should be. We'll call that a teaser.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Anime Board podcast. We'll be back next week. See you, everyone.
See ya.
Later.
See you.